All right, I'm gonna take the HobbyKing Stearman out. I don't fly it as much as I should. Battery's kind of a bear to put in and out, which could be some reason. But when I do bring it out, I tend to enjoy it. The last video I did on this, I think it was pretty blustery, windy, and didn't really work out. So figured I'd do a little update on it. That was like, I tend to do like 3/4 throttle takeoffs. I'm not much of a floor it and go type guy, but this is a very fun plane toss around. It's not crazy aerobatic. The roll rate's nothing to write home about, especially compared to something like the Deflatlon, but it's not meant to be. It flies very scale, does very scale maneuvers. It is just an it's kind of like my putt-putt aerobatic, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't do high energy maneuvers, nice and gentle and slow maneuvers. I mean, it will do stuff like snap. That really wasn't a snap, was it? It's kind of a little bit of a, I just flew the Deflatlon, and it's a little bit of a mind adjustment to switch to this thing. But even the snaps are pretty gentle. I feel bad promoting, that's not really promoting it, but promoting something like this because you can't get them anymore. It was a limited run by HobbyKing through their, what, Kingcraft? No, was it Kingcraft? I can't remember. It might have been Kingcraft. So it was a limited run, and I really wasn't into, I wasn't so hard and heavy back into building yet when it came out, and I just saw it. I just loved how scale it was, and so I kind of just jumped on it, and I've been happy with it ever since. But if everything ever happens to it, it's pretty much done with. I mean, yeah, I'll repair what I can, but something like cowls and pants, and I don't think you can. I don't think they sell them anymore. But if you find one for sale, I've seen them come up for sale once in a blue moon, unbuilt, even built, whatever. It really, they are a joy to fly around. I don't remember what motor's in it. It does, I do have a 6S 5K pack in there, which is a little bit on the tight side for it. I want to say it's a 510 kV motor, SK3. It's about what they suggested. It's got like a 13.8 prop on it, I think. I originally tried some wooden props on it and I wasn't a fan, so I went back to my trusted old APC props. But yeah, this is a, as I say, it's my relaxing aerobat. It's not overly fast, although I probably could repower it to have more power, but man, it's like, what's the point? Just, I have planes that are crazy. Not all of them have to be crazy. Some of them can just be nice and relaxing and not have a 2-to-1 power to weight ratio. I honestly don't even remember what the power to weight ratio is. I think it's like just over 1, like 1.3 to 1. I did have a problem when I first built it. I undersized the ESC a little bit. I think I only had a 60 in it, which is what I think it's what they recommended, if I remember correctly. But there's not a lot of cooling over A, the motor, and B, the ESC. So I don't you tend to fly this plane back to back. So I'll actually fly my little Stearman I brought after this, let this one cool down before I go fly it again. But I did end up, they don't tell you to open up a hole in the back, but I opened up a small hole in the back to get some air through the fuselage. And I think I have like a 120 amp or a 150 amp ESC in there. Just, I landed it a couple times with the 60 and it was beeping at me from overheating. And so I just put a monster ESC in there. Plus, it is a Stearman, so they tend to want some nose weight. They don't have a very long nose, so you definitely, a little nose weight can't hurt. So I just wanted to play it on the safe side with the ESC. You never want to undersize an ESC. But this one is a smidge on the overkill size, but I think it's only like 20 grams heavier than a 60 or an 80 amp ESC, so it's not like it's that much heavier. Just looks so nice in the air. They knocked it out of the park on the scale aspects of this thing. The only thing I didn't put on was the flying wires. I did buy some stuff because they wanted you to use basically steel push rods for the flying wires. They did specifically say that they were for looks only, except for the ones in the middle that hold the upper cabane together. I did put them in. But the big ones that go to the outer part of the wings, they're not required, so I do not have them installed. Just to save a little bit of weight. And you can't even really tell they're not even there. Some people use like a bungee cord type setup, which I did buy some, but I just never put it on. I don't know if this knife edges at all. Oh, not bad. It hangs in there. But yeah, I'm just over half throttle. Most of my planes I fly just over half throttle, it seems. Like my happy place. Whatever speed the plane goes, just above half is where it lives. I never put any of the stickers on it either. They are scale. The real big red plane has a ton of sponsor stickers on it. But I think my timer just buzzed at me, so we'll bring it in here. Although this plane tends to not chew on the battery. We'll go for one more round. Get a low pass here. A little breezy. All right. Pretty smooth, a little fast, but pretty smooth. One thing I like about biplanes, most of them anyway, is the ones that I have anyway, when landing, it seems the wing shrouds the elevator quite a bit, and it gives it so it's like almost like a natural expo. Like you do run out of that little bit of throw in the end, but the elevators seem to calm themselves down when you get slow for landing, so they seem to keep a little power on, and they seem to be a little easier to come in for nice gentle landings compared to sometimes like these guys with the flaps. That's why I like the Flatland, because the flap seems to shroud the elevator, but the biplanes seem to be a lot nicer. So that's it for that guy, and then I'm going to take my E-Flight out for one before I take the Big Red out again. See you on the next one.